This video is for the person who feels lost but keeps going. If you're here, really here, then something inside you has been holding on for a long time. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly. You've been holding on in the small ways people never clap for. By getting out of bed when your body felt heavy. By answering messages when you wanted to disappear. By pretending you were okay because explaining the truth felt exhausting. You didn't give up. You just learned how to survive quietly. And that matters more than you know. There's a strange loneliness that comes with feeling lost. Not the kind where you have no one around you, but the kind where people are there. And still, no one really sees this part of you. The part that questions everything. The part that wonders if you're wasting time. The part that feels like life is moving forward without asking if you're ready. You go through your days doing what's expected of you. Smiling at the right moments. Nodding at the right conversations. But inside, you feel disconnected from the version of life you thought you'd be living by now. And sometimes, late at night, you ask yourself questions you don't say out loud. Is this all there is? Am I becoming who I'm supposed to be? What if I'm trying so hard, and still end up nowhere? Those thoughts don't mean you're weak. They mean you care. Let's talk about something people don't like to admit. Feeling lost isn't a lack of ambition. It's often the result of wanting something meaningful in a world that keeps pushing shallow definitions of success. You don't just want money. You don't just want attention. You don't just want to look successful. You want your life to feel right. And when it doesn't, your soul notices. That's why you feel restless. That's why routine feels suffocating. That's why motivation comes and goes. You're not confused because you don't care. You're confused because you care deeply, and haven't found alignment yet. You've probably blamed yourself. Told yourself you should be stronger. More focused. More disciplined. More certain. You've compared yourself to people who seem so sure of who they are and where they're going. But what you don't see is their private doubts. Their hidden fears. Their moments of wanting to quit. Everyone edits their life before showing it to the world. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. And then wondering why you feel behind. You're not behind. You're just in a chapter that doesn't look good on social media. Let me tell you something gently. The people who eventually live lives with depth, purpose, and meaning almost always pass through a season like this. A season where nothing feels clear. Where the old version of life no longer fits, but the new one hasn't arrived yet. It's uncomfortable. It's lonely. It's uncertain. And it's necessary. Because you don't build a meaningful life by accident. You build it by questioning, by struggling, by sitting with discomfort instead of running from it. Right now, you're doing the hard internal work, even if it doesn't look productive from the outside. There are days when continuing feels pointless. Days when you ask, what's the use of trying if nothing changes? But here's the truth most people miss. Progress doesn't always look like forward movement. Sometimes progress looks like not collapsing. Sometimes it looks like endurance. Sometimes it looks like surviving another day without losing yourself. And you've been doing that. Even on days you felt empty. Even on days you felt numb. Even on days you cried silently so no one would worry. You kept going. That means something. You might feel disconnected from your purpose right now. But purpose isn't always a clear destination. Sometimes purpose is simply learning how to keep your heart alive in a world that tries to harden it. Sometimes purpose is becoming someone who understands pain, so one day, you can help others through theirs. Sometimes purpose is patience. And patience is one of the hardest lessons life teaches. Let's be honest. There are moments when you wish someone would just tell you what to do. Give you a sign. Point you in the right direction. But life doesn't work like that. Life doesn't hand out clear instructions. It hands out experiences, and asks you to grow through them. And while that feels unfair, it's also what makes you strong. Because one day, when clarity finally arrives, you won't crumble under responsibility. You'll be ready. You are learning how to trust yourself. Even when you don't have proof yet. Even when results are slow. Even when doubt feels louder than hope. That trust is being built in silence. And silence is where the strongest foundations are laid. There's something powerful about the person who keeps going without applause. The person who doesn't quit, even when no one is watching. The person who shows up for themselves when motivation disappears. That's you. You might not feel strong. But strength isn't loud. Strength is quiet persistence. One day, you'll look back at this season. And you won't just remember the pain. You'll remember the courage it took to stay. The maturity it took to not rush your healing. the wisdom it took to wait instead of forcing the wrong path. You'll understand why things didn't work out sooner. Why certain doors stayed closed. Why you had to walk alone for a while. And it will make sense. Not because it was easy, but because it shaped you into someone who could handle what came next. Until that day, don't rush yourself. Don't shame yourself. Don't abandon yourself. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep choosing yourself, one day at a time. Even when you feel lost. Especially when you feel lost. Because that's when growth is happening quietly, deeply, invisibly. If you're listening to this right now, let me leave you with this. You are not weak for feeling unsure. You are not failing because you're confused. You are not broken because you haven't arrived yet. You are becoming. And becoming takes time. So breathe, stay, and keep going. The version of you that understands all of this is already on the way.